Hey YouTube, welcome back to the next video in my Truckification series. Today's Truckification, we're doing some LED light stuff. I gotta explain some things anyway though, let me show you.
So we're going to be doing these Govee interior LED lights, and we're going to be using a fuse tap. But first I want to talk about why I'm doing these modifications, because I realized that I think I only ever talked about that in the original TikTok video I made and not the very first YouTube video. Obviously I got the 2024 Santa Cruz, and this is the night edition. And the first kind of problem I had with that was that for something called the night edition, which I thought was a cool name, and it comes with a turbo. There's no real badging for that on here at all, and I just realized that this guy is he's weed whacking right here in the middle of the day. That's probably making the audio kind of suck on here, but that's all right. And anyway, there's not a ton of badging on this thing at all. So I added the first thing I ever did was add these purple, because I'm doing a gray and purple. It's gonna be the Nightmare edition, not night edition, And I went with the Nightmare Edition thing, mostly because ever since I bought this truck, my life has been terrible. My girlfriend left me. I had a stroke. All my hair turned gray. I had to sell my house. It's just been it's been a really rough year for me. So this is the Nightmare Edition. That's why when I painted the interior here, by the way, I called it the Nightmare Edition. Anyway, all right, let's get on to the LED thing. So the LED lights will go up under here, and then under the two seats. First thing I'm going to do is check the fuse box and find a fuse to use for our fuse tap system. So we're going to come here, pop this off, and a lot of the video tutorials I watched on YouTube showed people just sort of using things that were already there, because it's obviously got power if it's already got power, and it should run through the tap just fine, you're just adding something to an already existing one. But I think I might be able to find one that is accessory that doesn't have anything on it, and then I'll just buy a fuse for it. And I think that should work. I don't know if any of that makes sense or I'm explaining it right, but yeah, my bad if I'm not. But we gotta find out if these are accessory or if they're always on. So what that means is that there will be some things that will have power consistently regardless of whether or not the vehicle's on, but I want to find something that is only powered when the vehicle is actually on. So take your black one, put it on ground, take your red one, and there's two different spots you can look at, but what you're looking for is if it has 12 volts while the vehicle is off, you know that is a permanently powered slot. And if you find one that doesn't, but then you turn the car on and then now it has 12 volts, then you know that is one that is only going to be powered when the car is actually on. And I'll show you those 2 points right now. So you can go to the little metal spots that you see right on the fuses, or if the fuse is out, you can go to the prongs right there, and that will give you a reading on your multimeter. Okay, so right here I have a row that's 7.5, 7.5, 15, 7.5. I am thinking that is this row right here, and it seems like this right here does not get power unless it's the car is going to be on. I need to double check that, but as far as I can tell poking around, I'm not finding anything, so I think that might be where I'm going to go right there. All right, press the brake in, turn the vehicle on. I'm going to have to put up with that beeping for a second. By the way, if you do red on ground instead of black on ground, the only thing that's going to change is your readout's going to be negative instead of positive. You know what? That thing didn't have prongs in it at all. That's why it wasn't. But the one just to the right has prongs, and now it says 14. So so I might have found an alternative one right next to it that we can try. Okay, so the one I was initially targeting, I just looked in there even closer, and it doesn't even have like the power terminal prong behind it, so it's never going to get power regardless. But the one just to the right of the 15, we were going just to the left, now we're going just to the right. Looks like that has 14 right now, so hopefully if I kill the car, yep, it drops down to 0. So we found an alternative one we can use right there also. So perfect. We're in a good spot. We found what we needed. All right, and just to give you a little bit better cinematography, I want to show you. So we're at 0 here. I'm using right back there. You can see my meter lead kind of wedged into that bolt head for ground, wedged up there for power. And then when I turn the car back on, this should go from 0 to 14 volts. Come on. And of course I knocked that out of place, but that's our ground one, so that's fine. Put that back, and now we're at 13.8 volts. So that is going to be the spot we're going to use for our LED lights. So fuses come in different sizes. So my nightlight kit that I got here comes with a multitude of different fuse taps. We just got to find the right one that's going to fit up there, and then I'm going to stop by AutoZone and buy a 5 amp fuse for this, and then we should be good to go. So now I have my multimeter set to beep when it finds continuity. So when there's a connection, this multimeter will beep. And I want to show you that. So if I plug it into here and I go to the prongs, we don't hear any beeping. So from the prongs to here, we don't currently have a connection. From these top pins, we find that there's a connection. And vice versa, from the pins to the prongs on the other side, we'll have a connection. So we plug, I don't think this is an actual fuse. I think it's just a bridge that it comes with so that you can have that connection flow, and then you install a fuse into the circuit also. That's why you have 2 spots, I think. At least that's what I'm gonna do and hope that it works. But so once I put this piece in here, now going from the bottom prongs, not those top pins, into that, now we have a connection all the way through it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Now, in every video I watch, usually people are doubling up the circuit. I have accessory ports free, so I don't think I need to double up the circuit. So I don't think I'll end up even needing to. I think when I just go buy a new 2.5 or 7.5 or whatever the small one I need, because when I'm powering is only 1 amp. I don't think I'll need 2. I think I'll only have to put 1 in, and it should go to what I need. And what is it anyway? Hey, check it out. It's the Govee Lights. The box came to me all messed up, which is, you know, annoying, but these are 12 volt, 1.5 amp. We're going to cut that off, splice the hot into there, and then there should be a ground on here also that is going to get I'm just going to splice it into a ground, and yeah, we'll go over all that though. You probably don't need me to explain it, but obviously the reason why we're doing that is because if you go right, hey, there's my reflection. Hey, Andromeda, there's your reflection. Because if you go right here with it, then all your wires and stuff just sort of explode from that area, and it obviously doesn't look professional, clean, or good. Plus, Andromeda told me I would never meet my new dog mom that way. She said they'll take one look at this car and be like, wow, this guy sucks. We're back at the house, and I wanted to go over a little bit of the Govee stuff. So Govee makes all kinds of products. If you've seen my videos before, you know at my house that I'm now forced to sell because my girlfriend left me, I had done a lot of nanoleaf products. And I liked the quality of the nanoleaf stuff, and I do think that it was better, if not on par with Govee. It's just from what I saw, I liked the Nano Leaf a little bit more, which is why I went with them. But their software and their app is effing terrible. And a lot of the problems I see people talking about with the Nano Leaf, I didn't see with the Govee. So these, moving forward, I'm going to be doing a lot more Govee stuff. These Govee car LEDs do pair up with the app, so you'll have app integration. They also have a control box that you can mount. And then if you're looking like I was on Amazon, you'll see that they have like I think it's like a $17 version and like a $30 version. The difference is that with the more expensive one, you get the remote. And my concern is that the remote sends signal to this guy, but it could all, I think it sends signal. I'm leaning towards it sending signal to this, but I'm like marginally concerned that like after I cut this off, I'm gonna like lose the integration that I paid a little bit more for with this. But I do believe it probably goes to the control box, not to this thing. All right, we're back, and I have a pair of wire strippers and cutters that I like a lot better, but I don't know where they're at, and I needed crimpers for the inline crimp, so I just picked these ones up. I have a pair at work that are Klein's that I have been using since I was deployed in 2013. Those are my babies. I use those ones at work, and I got a pair for around the house. That it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so if I can get this to focus, can I get that to focus on that? Can I get you to focus? Not on me. Don't focus on me. Don't focus on me. Stop focusing on me. I don't know how to get this thing to focus, but there's two leads in there that we're going to pull back. What a crazy angle. I got a tripod the other day. So take one of these guys right here. You want to be very careful not to move your blade through the outer insulation and into your two lead conductors. You just want to go very gentle with it and just score down and just make a groove all the way down. Hopefully not cutting. There's ways to fix if you do cut through and like putting it in the jacketing underneath, but just not preferred to do that kind of crazy thing. So I don't know how much of it will really like be in focus, but we've scored down the middle. Now I just want to score a little like ring across. And again, you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to damage your jacketing underneath. But hopefully you can see we've there's our two leads on the inside. And we're going to liberate those right from inside of here. You can actually, I don't know why I scored all the way down. I could just sort of pull them out of the jacket right there. Anyway, so there's your two leads. Check it, make sure you didn't damage anything, and we can always pull back if we need more lead. And one thing I am noticing is that this is going to be ultra tiny gauge, and I feel like this is not really going to crimp down nearly as much as I need it to really like make a super good connection. So that'll be something I'm cautious of. All right, 5 amp was the smallest one that I could find. And I'm going to throw that in now and then test it and make sure voltage is running through to the crimp. Also, just for testing purposes, picked one of these up at AutoZone. All it does is it runs the DC voltage through a light bulb to tell you if something is currently active. So you go over here, which we should think it's dead because this is our only on when the car is on circuit. But then you go up here and you put it on. Can you even see? No, my stupid hand is in the way. You put it on one of these light bulbs, put it on one of these fuses that's always on, and boom, the light bulb lights up. So what we should see is when I turn the car on here in a second, this will actuate the light bulb, and that will tell us that we've hooked this up properly with voltage running through to where we're going to splice in. All right, so vehicle is on. Boom, light bulb, good to go. All right, so what I did was I stripped back a very long piece, and then I folded it over on itself a couple of times and twisted it to make that a little bit heftier or a little bit snugger of a connection. It's always super fun to feed these up and then fight the weight of the cable, try to get it lined up properly in the splice, and then make your crimp. Super, super fun. I'll do a little electrical tape just to batten down that hatch. Boom, a little electrical tape and my assistant. Made a quick trip to Lowe's to pick up this little fork guy because he is going to go, and I don't know how well I'll be able to show you, but we found the grounds. So I backed that 10 millimeter bolt off. I'm gonna lug and place this underneath there and retighten. Of course, I had 2 socket sets unpacked, and both of them were missing their 10 mils. And I'm sure it's in a box somewhere, but I just went ahead and bought a new one anyway because I really want to just get this done. So I'm going to tell you right now, this whole thing, if you're working on a Santa Cruz, is absolutely obnoxious to work inside of. I was able to get that where I wanted it. It's not on there quite as good as I pulled it. It didn't come off. That took me about 40 minutes, so I'm so frustrated I am moving the fuck on to testing. All right, 3, 2, 1, test. And there we go. Wubba lubba dub dub. Well, now I can start the next adventure, getting all of these where they go. Hey, Andromeda, you think that's going to be fun? Because I don't. So I'm going to place the controller up here, and I'm going to clean with some alcohol that area, get it ready for the tape. Alright, so I would have liked it to sit a little bit more like right in this area up higher, but you really want to put it where that tape can sit as flat as possible, and that was the flattest place I could get it. And that's still like very reachable because I sit NASCAR style, very up front, so I don't think that will be an issue for me, and it doesn't interfere with operation of anything else. Just got to get the wires out of the way. Alright, I wasn't sure if both sets were the exact same length. Turns out they are. I thought maybe one would be like significantly longer, but they seem like they're about the exact same. So I'm just going to, because this cable is on the right-hand side, I'm just going to move that one through there, hopefully over to the other side nice and clean, get those run, and then get these run on this left-hand side here. And of course, this goes basically all the way, so that's going to make pulling that through an absolute fucking nightmare. Alright, so I actually got really lucky. After only about a minute of pushing from the other side, I was able to just get my finger back there and perfectly grab this and pull it through. So we should be moving with butter. So I recommend pulling kind of slow when you're moving it through there, just because we don't want to start pulling on this. We want to get it, the slack fed through, and then we'll groom it a little bit to try to make sure that we don't put tension on this guy while it's settling in. Alright, so this first one's going to go up under here. They come with these screws right here, which use a 0 head. And I'm going to try to work some magic in here. I'm not going to show you it because it's a very awkward position. So I got that up under there. I can't get the screws to actually like go through the plastic. But then I found this. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's fucking pissing me off. So that's great. Really, really fucking pleased about it. It's like deep scratches. That's great. Super happy about that. All right, so just felt it was important to show you. All I did was pull up on this and run the cable up. So starting back there, I just tucked it behind. And then just anywhere I could get that tucked underneath
And now the cable is completely underneath from there. So that's good. Hopefully this 3M tape holds up. That stuff's usually pretty strong. Oh, sorry about the terrible camera angles, but you can see it's gonna pop out right here, and then we'll keep going. There's more trim it can tuck under on the sides here. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing on the sides yet. I don't know if I'm even gonna get that side or the back done tonight, because I don't really know what my plan's gonna be. All right, here we go. We've done just the fronts. We haven't done anything with the backs yet, but we're gonna give it a shot in here. Okay, yeah, you can kind of, I'm not super happy with these, the front driver side. It's brighter in person. It's not really showing up on camera quite yet. Oh my fucking god, why is the car stereo going? I just turned off the media on my phone so that wouldn't happen. I swear to Christ, I can't win. All right, so I got it zoomed in super, because if you zoom out, you lose like a lot of the color from that side. But yeah, I mean, they're not synced up yet, but we got them in the car. You see the back seat one going. I don't have those hooked up yet. This is just a test run for up here. All right, so I've tucked the wire from up front there underneath the trim here. I think it should be good. We've got plenty of room for slack on if the seat is moving, at least on this one so far. So the struggle bus is just getting underneath here and finding a place to put the light. So I really can't find anything under the seats for them, so I think I'm just gonna put them like kind of just down here like this, and I think that will still look pretty sharp. We'll find out, I guess. All right, so underneath the driver's side, really lights up the steering column. Not exactly my intention, but that's just where I kind of had to hide it. It kind of angled up on that side. But you will not find any wires. We'll do a daylight to, hey, Matchbox 20, chill out, all right? Gonna give me fucking copyright struck. So, I'll show you the wires one last time in daylight, just so you can kind of like get an overview of that, but just real quick give you the tour around. It's really bright back here, obviously, just because I have them out like this, and I did not like love that, but like I said, there was zero way that I was, without like maybe taking the seats completely out, I just could not find anything behind there that I could get flat enough. And I apologize, I'm in transition housing situation for the mess, but I do think it looks nice, right? So there you go. Real quick, I'm just gonna show you the daylight wiring, and then we're out of here, folks. Wrapping it up in the daylight, just wanted to show you. So there's our cables that go up, zip tied. They go back through there. You can't even like really tell. It's a great thing. These cables come up, come behind the trim. As you can see, there's no like visible cable until you get all the way. Let me show you. And it's the same on both sides to the back right here. And it just sort of pops back out underneath that piece of trim. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm pissed off. My motorcycle battery's dead. I'll talk to you guys later.